Alright, testing. Sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you could just let me know in chat if it sounds okay. Alright, testing. Sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you could just let me know. Alright, excellent. The stream's on a bit of a delay from me talking, so thank you all for coming and joining us for this first edition of the Great Lakes Fantasy Auction Draft. I'm really excited. We've got 6 teams and almost 90 players to be drafting. So the way this will work is that each general manager has 300 galleons, except for Kyle, who has 320 because he is not playing. And they will be able to draft or bid on different players. The player list has been randomized. If you go to the interest document, there is a draft player and order tab. I'm sorry this is all jumbled, but you can read the player name and their gender and their primary position in this slot. And they will come up in this order. This was done through random.org, so sorry, Jeremy Hoffman, someone had to be last. Also, if I screw anything up, I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm using OBS and the first time I'm streaming off my computer, so I hope this all works. So you can see that the chat is here. I hope this is big enough that you can see it. And oh boy, this is going to be fun. We'll try to keep the GIFs to a minimum. And we'll go ahead and get started here. Our first player... Also, I have a mechanical keyboard and it's real clicky clacky, so I apologize. First player is Brandon Yee. Go. And the opening bid starts off. Bids will be incremented by 2. They all start at 1, so every player is at least worth 1 galleon. Kyle bids 3. Jackson jumps up to 10. 12. Tyler up to 14. Alright, that'll be going once, twice, and I did let the players know that they can fold if they did not want to bid any further. And that'll be sold. Alright. Tyler Richards for 14 has picked up Brandon Yee. And as you can see, his galleon total automatically decrements. And we will say that he was bid for 14, so you can kind of keep up with the draft here. There we go. Our next player on the docket, Sarah Maxey. Nick starts off the bid with 3. Going once. And Jackson brings it in with a 5. Kyle also says 5. Nick goes up to 7. Tyler will fold. David folds. Kyle folds. Current bid is 7 from Nick. Going once. Going twice. And that is sold. And that will be Sarah Maxey to Nick Rousseau for 7. All right, next player on the docket, Tiffany Hu. David bets an early 3. Nick up to 10. Kyle to 12. It stays at 12. Allie needs to up by at least 2. Nick goes to 15. Kyle, 17. There's a fold. Going once. Allie bids 20. See if anyone wants to top that. Tyler and Nick have folded. Kyle, David, Jackson, all still in. Kyle folds. Alright, going once. Going twice. Sold. And that is Tiffany Hu for 20 to Allie Marcus. So far the highest get of the draft. And we'll update our list here. I'm sorry that I'm not totally auctioneering this because there's a delay in the chat, so it makes it a little more boring. But I'm doing my best here, folks. All right. And this will be Alex Benning. I think he told me how to say it, and I think it's Benning. But if it's not, that's pretty embarrassing that I messed that up. I'm sorry, Alex. You're a good guy. All right, Jackson off with the starting bid at 5. Kyle takes 7. Tyler, 9. Kyle, 11. Jackson up to 15. And Tyler will fold. Jackson with the high bid at 15. We have Kyle folding as well. We'll say going once. Going twice. Sold. And that is Alex Benning going to Jackson for 15. I suppose I should put the team name that is going next to it. So there we go. So Jackson Matheny gets Alex Benning for 15. Alright. David Weir, Kyle Judkins still have not had a player yet. We'll see if we can get them soon. Our next player in the draft is Connor Shearer. Connor Shearer, go. Kyle will bet 3. Tyler taking it all the way up to 13 after David's 10. Jackson and Kyle bet 15. In the event of a tie, it will go to the guy or gal who says it first. David up to 17. Tyler at 20. David, 25. I must like this Connor guy. Kyle, 27. And Tyler folds. David up to 29. Kyle also folds. We'll call that going once. Going twice. And that is sold. Connor Shearer to David Weir for 29 galleons. All right. Our next player in the order, Jeff Seawick. What's that guy been up to? Kyle with a strong opening bet of 15. Nick, 17. I think you'll remember that Jeff Seawick was named to Team USA. Well, my chat appears to be a little frozen here. Tyler has bet 35. Now Jackson up to 37. Kyle bets 40. Man, they really want this Jeff Seawick. Tyler at 43. Jeff's a pricey guy. Alright, and Jackson folds on it. We'll call going once. Going twice. My chat's freezing up. I might have to just use my phone instead. Going twice. Alright, that is sold. And Jeff Seawick goes for 43 to Tyler. That's pretty exciting. That's a big chunk of your change. That's almost 1/6 of your currency. Pretty exciting. Alrighty. If you hadn't seen yet, you can go to the Teams tab on the spreadsheet linked in the description and you can see who is on each team and how much they have been worth, been paid for, however you want to say that. All right, next player on the docket, Timothy Probst, I'm gonna say. Go. Kyle bets 7. Allie bets 9. Kyle bets 11. Nick, 14. And Tyler will fold on this one. David also folds. Nick with the high bet at 14. Jackson folds. Alright, we'll call it going once. Going twice. And that is sold. And it'll be 14 to Nick for Timothy Probst. All right, congrats to you. Next player on the docket, Sam Beeler. I was just saying this weekend, Sam Beeler, top 10 teammates of all time. Sam Beeler, go. Tyler bets 3. Jackson and Kyle bet 5. Nick, 7. David up to 9. Jackson, 13. Chat window is not doing a very good job of updating when it's all zoomed in. David at 15. Nick bets 17. Kyle folds. All right, once. Twice. And sold. That'll be Sam Beeler at 17 galleons to, I just lost track, Nick. Lost track in the chat. All right, and Jeanette is now in helping me out with the spreadsheet. Thank you, Jeanette. Next on the docket, Matt Minery. There's an old name for you. Played keeper at Miami, also one of my favorite teammates. Kyle with an early jump to 9. David 11. David at 14, now Tyler to 17. Jackson at 20. Allie at 22, Tyler folds on this one. 22 seems awfully low for Matt Menery. I don't know. We'll call that once. Twice. Waiting for the read bubbles a little bit. Sold. Allie picks up Matt Menery for 22. Next player on the docket, Matt Eveland. Jackson with a strong 15 to start. Kyle bumps it up to 20. Jackson, 22. David to 24. Tyler folds. Kyle up to 29. Jackson folds. Alright, we'll call that once. Twice. Sold. That is Matt Eveland to Kyle Judkins for 29 galleons. Our next player on the list, it's Marisa Enos. It was big numbers early, 12, 15, and then 25 by Kyle. Jackson, then Tyler, 27. David, 29. Kyle up to 31. David now at 33. Man, isn't this the worst pressure when you're drafting and then your significant other's in the draft? Like what do you do there? What if your significant other wasn't good at Quidditch? Can confirm Marissa's real good at Quidditch, so like it makes sense to bid a lot on her. But like, what if your significant other was garbage? Like, what would you do? Would you be like, sorry babe, just couldn't spend 10 galleons on you? David at the high with 33. Tyler and Nick fold. We'll go once. Everyone's folding. Twice. Maybe they were all just being real nice to him. Sold. And it'll be Marisa Enos, 33 galleons to David Weir. Congrats. How cute. It is cute. Alright, our next player on the docket is Ashley Bryan, who, by the way, had my absolute favorite player description in the draft, where it said, describe your playstyle, and she put the Antiques Roadshow. Ain't it the truth? Not for her specifically, for all us old people. Jackson at 5, Tyler up to 15. Now, there was a rule that we put in that you would have to increment by at least 2. So in this case, Allie's bid of 16 is not correct. Is not enough. It needs to be up to at least 17 like Kyle just bid. And that's 17. Going once. Going twice. I'll remind Allie, must increment by 2. And there's several folds. Allie now up to 19. Man, the Lake Erie Snapchat is blowing up. But I can't check it right now. I'm drafting, folks. Allie with the high bid at 19. That's once. Twice. And sold. Alright, that is Ashley Bryan, 19 to Allie. Congratulations. Our next player on the list, Jack Wrestler. I don't know Jack. Ha 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 ha. That was real dry. I'm real sorry to everyone. That was super dry. That could have been a lot better. Alright, Kyle Judkins bets 3, Allie bets 5. Tyler bets 9. Kyle then 11. Nick now 13. Alright, we're going once. Twice. Now Kyle bets 15. Allie bets 17. We've got 3 folds. Going once. Going twice. Waiting for those little reed bubbles. Sold. And Jack Wrestler goes to Allie at 17. All right. Our next player, Michaela Dundek. Tyler with an opening bid of 3. Jackson goes to 5. Kyle up to 7. Tyler now at 9. Kyle at 11. Alright, that'll be going once. Twice. Tyler, I'm about to hit send on the sold and he bets 13. Alright, that'll be going once. Going twice. Ooh. Kyle gets it in at the absolute last second before I send the sold. And they can keep going if they want. Man, this is stressful. Oh, was I saying Jack and it was Jake? Oh, that's real embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Whoa. Yep. Alright, it's been a day apparently. I'm sorry, Jake Wrestler. Alright, that'll be once. And twice. And sold. Alright, and that is Michaela Dundeck for 15 to Kyle. And Jeanette's job is hard too. You all are out here doing crazy things. Alright, our next player, Brandon, oh boy, Hexted. Brandon, I am not quite sure how to pronounce your last name. I'm real sorry, bud. And Brandon Hexted, Huxted, Hakested. Alright, Jackson with an early bid of 5, then Tyler at 7, then Nick at 9. Nick with the high bid currently at 9. We can take a look real quick. Allie has 222 galleons left, Kyle 276, Nick 262. David, 238, Tyler, 243, and Jackson, 285. All right. And Jackson now bets 11. And Nick and Tyler have folded. We'll go once. We'll go twice. Sold. All right, and that will be 11 to Jackson. Oh, sorry, I never wrote your name in here. There you go, bud. 11 to Jackson. Cool. All right, our next player will be Kyle Dawson. I'm going to institute a small rule change real quick. Basically, instead of once, twice sold, I'm just going to wait for about 10 seconds. And then if we have nothing in 10 seconds, it will be sold. I just want to speed this draft up a little bit. We've got a lot of players to get through, and I don't need everyone staying up all night. We got work in the morning. Well, us adults do. I don't know. For those of you who graduated, congrats. You probably don't have work in the morning, maybe. Alright, everyone seems to be pretty good. Alright. Kyle Dawson on the docket. Go! Jackson with the early bid at 8. My chat is being a little slow on the computer, I'm sorry. Nick is teasing Tyler for being too slow. David bets 10. Jackson ups it to 12. And that will be sold. That is Kyle Dawson to Jackson for 12. Now my chat has like completely stalled out. I don't know what the issue is up here. I'll just keep giving you audio updates. Sorry folks, I thought it would move a little faster. Not sure why. Our next player will be Samantha Ludwig. I don't know if anyone calls her Samantha. Jackson. Tyler starts out with a 5. Jackson comes in with an 18. Nick making fun of Jackson. Tyler to 20. Jackson then to 22. Tyler up to 24. Jackson up to 28. Now Tyler up to 30. Sammy's a sought-after gal. And that'll be sold. That is Sammy Ludwig to Tyler for 30 galleons. Alright, our next player is Maddie Kelly. Tyler with the opening bid of 4. Jackson up to 6. Now Kyle up to 10. And when they bid, it'll reset that 10-second timer that I talked about earlier. Allie now up to 12 for Maddie Kelly. Kyle at 14. Looks like that'll be maybe the final bid. And sold. Maddie Kelly goes to Kyle for 14 galleons. Next player on the list, Sam McNew. Jackson immediately bets 15. Kyle to 18. Jackson and David 20. Kyle 22. David 24. Jackson at 26. Looks like that might be the last one. We'll do final call. And that is sold. And that is Sam McNew going to Jackson Matheny's team for 26. Our next player is Christina K-Pack Packard, except she spelled her name wrong, and it says Packarf. And let's start it off. Kyle, immediate bet of 15. Tyler up to 20. Big leaps. Kyle now at 22. Tyler 24. And we'll call final on that. And that is a 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is K-Pack to Tyler's team for 24 galleons. Our next player up, Cameron Niffen. She's such a sweetheart. Do yourself a favor at this tournament and talk to Cameron Niffen, because she's lovely. Nick with the opening bid at 7. David to 9. Nick at 11. Allie also at 11. David 13. Kyle 17. Nick up to 20. You ever notice the Central people bet a lot on Central? Alex, there will not be any trading after this. You Get what you get. Kyle now takes it up to 22. Now Nick at 24. And it looks like we'll call final on that. And coming in at 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Nick getting Cameron at 24 galleons. Alright, our next player will be Lyle Dew. Best beard ponytail combo in the league. Don't at me. We're due. I don't know if we got a lot of beard ponytail combos in the league. And that is go. And an update on galleons. Tyler Richard has now spent the most. He's only at 189 left. And Kyle Judkins has spent the least. He has 262. Well, he also started with 20 more, so you all can do the math at home. We've got a lot coming in here. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Jackson with 18 in the high bid. Tyler folds. Final call. Kyle in at 20. Allie, 22. Final call again. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Allie at 22 getting Lyle Dew. Our next player on the list is John Michalowski. I'm going to guess that's how you say your name, John. And now he's on the block. David with the opening bet at 5. Now Tyler at 7, David at 9. Kyle at 11. Final call. We'll wait for some of the read chat bubbles to come down so I know that they've seen it. David with the saver at 13. Final call. And that is sold. And it'll be John Michalowski going to David's team for 13. Our next player on the list, Jake. I'm gonna guess Buckman. Let me know if that's wrong, Jake. And you're on the list. Immediate bet. 4 from Tyler and 6 from Kyle. 8 by Tyler. 10 from Kyle. And we'll call final on that. Waiting for a few chat bubbles to come down. And sold. And that'll be Jake Buckman going to Kyle for 10. Alright, our next player, Hannah Catcher. I think you said in the chat that you wanted me to say that I was your favorite thing, that you're your favorite teammate or something like that. What did you say up here? I'm going to scroll up. One of your favorite teammates? I just feel like we didn't have a lot of episodes together. Remember that whole talk we had where we talked about how we were two friends characters that just didn't interact a lot? Hannah's still a riot, though. If you like to party, talk to Hannah. She likes to party. Alright, the high bet right now is Kyle Judkins at 30. We'll call final on that. Here's a tip. If you give Hannah a lot of minutes, she's really happy. Also, she produces and I think had the best plus minus on Lake Erie. But don't tell her that because it goes to her head, apparently. And we'll call sold. And that is Hannah Catcher to Kyle Judkins' team for 30. Our next player up is Trevor Halverson. We've got a bet for 4 from Tyler. 8 from Jackson. 15 from Kyle. Undercuts Allie and David's bet at 10. We'll call final on that one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Tyler at the last second gets 17. Kyle up to 19. We'll call final on that. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Trevor Halverson going to Kyle's team for 19 galleons. All right. Whoops. There we go. Our next player, Dana Niswanger. I think I got that right. I'm not sure. Let me know, Dana. Allie Marcus is really upset that we're not doing even numbers. I don't even know what to say to that. All right, Dana Niswanger on the block. Opening bet from Jackson 5. Tyler goes up to 8. Jackson to 10. We'll call final on that. Kyle at 12. Jackson up to 15. Jeanette, don't. Okay. Jeanette says Allie's right. Alright, that'll be a final. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Dana to Jackson for 15. Trying to speed this along here, folks, so sorry if you're later on in the draft. You can always go back and watch this archived on YouTube. Our next player up is Kennedy Murphy. Hey Kennedy, are you Irish? It's a pretty Italian sounding name. Tyler with the opening bet of 4. Jackson at 6. David follows up at 6. Allie at 9. David at 11. Tyler 13. Final call. Allie bets 16. Just overcuts Judkin's bet of 15. Final call. I'm sorry that the chat on the screen is not keeping up at all. I don't know what's up with this window over here. I've got it on my phone. Yeah, David, I screwed that up. I screwed up those words. I'm not good with the words. And that is sold. And it'll be Kennedy Murphy going to Kyle Judkin's team at 15. Next player up, Ian, I'm going to guess Ricoy. Tyler with the opening bet of 3. David goes to 5. Kennedy Murphy is actually more Italian than Irish, to be honest. Same, and my last name is Dwyer, which is very Irish. I suppose it could be more Irish. David has a bet of 9. Kyle up to 11. Call final. 3, 2, 1, sold. David with the undercut of 13. We'll call that still open. And we'll call that 3, 2, 1, sold. For reals this time. Yep, for reals this time. That is Ian going to David's team for 13 galleons. Next on the list, Brandon. You know, I don't know if I've asked how to say your last name. I think it's Borges. Fun fact, he's got like some kind of like superhuman healing factor because he broke his leg a little while ago, like 6 weeks ago, and is already back in action. I don't know what's going on there. He's got some Wolverine senses, I guess. Shout out to whoever's using the Indie Intensity Gmail to comment on the stream. I see your hard eyes. Love you. Alright, we've got some bets coming in. 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. Jackson with the 15 at the high bet for Brandon Borges. Alright, we'll do final call. Sorry, folks, just trying to message in a separate chat here. And we'll call that sold. And that will be Brandon Borges to Jackson for 15. Next up, Corey Johnson. All right, 6, 7, and then 10. 10 leading the pack from Nick. Allie with 12. Tyler, 14. Nick, 16. Allie, 18. Nick, up to 22. They're in even numbers, so Allie's happy. Final call. And that is sold. Corey Johnson going to Nick's team for 22. Next player, David Bonas Jr. I didn't know you were a junior. Tyler immediately bets 20 for Bonas. David Bananas. Nick now bets 24. This is going to be a high roller. Kyle all the way up to 35. Wow. That's some big money. Nick at 37. We all know Bonas goes hard. All right, final call. Three, two, one, sold. Bonas goes to Nick's team for 37. Our next player up, I'm gonna guess Lene. If I didn't get that right, I'm sorry. Tyler bets 3. Kyle, 6. Tyler bets 8. Jackson, 10. Tyler, 12. Oh, now this chat is starting to catch up again. Hooray. Kyle will fold on this one. Jackson bets 14. Tyler bets 16. Jackson 18. And Tyler will fold here. Jackson with the high bid at 18. Final call. I'm going to wait for a few of the chat bubbles. Allie now bets 20. Final call again. And sold. Allie will get Lene for 20 galleons. All right. Joseph McIntyre, unless it's McIntyre, but I think you say that McIntyre. All right, we're going to do a galleons standings updates. So let me post that into the chat real quick, because apparently the GMs are not watching their own galleons. So there you go. Read across. I don't know why you're not keeping track in the sheet, but you're welcome, Nick. All right, back on track. Joseph McIntyre. Now I've got myself screwed up. Tyler with 6. Kyle 8. Jackson 10. David 12. Tyler up to 14. David with 16. Final call. Allie bets 20. High bet is Allie at 20. Takes over Jackson's 18. Jackson now bets 22. Final call. And it'll be a 3, 2, 1, sold. That'll be Joseph McIntyre going 22 to Jackson's team. All right, next player down the list is Crystal Jones. If you haven't met Crystal Jones, 10 out of 10, go meet Crystal Jones. She's great. Allie with an opening bid at 10. Jackson, 20. Like, at the very least, Crystal Jones just makes you feel so good about yourself because she's so lovely. She just wants to compliment people. David betting 22. Jackson now at 24. David at 26. Jackson at 28. Final call. Three, two, one, sold. And that'll be Crystal Jones going to Jackson's team for 28 galleons. Next player up, Leah Reese. David bets 5. Kyle 7. Tyler 10. David 12. Final call. Tyler bets 14. David now bets 16. Tyler at 18. David at 20. Final call. Tyler with 22. We're just going to drag this one out, aren't we? David at 24. Tyler folds. That might be it. Final call for the third time. And 3, 2, 1, sold. That is Leah Reese going to David's team for 24 galleons. Next up, Michael Holmes. I had a great privilege of talking to Michael Holmes for a good part of yesterday at Riff Practice. He's a real cool guy. You should talk to Michael Holmes. He's got a wealth of knowledge and experience. He's also more fit than you, even though he's older than probably every other person in this draft. We've got the bids flooding in. It was 4, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Now Tyler at 20. And it's there at 20. Kyle Beck's 16. He's lagging out a little bit, maybe. See, that's why we did this in chat. If we were doing this on a Google Hangout, Nick Betts 22. Oh man, we would see everyone just all, lagging, a lot of latency, a lot of digital artifacts. Tyler Betts 24. Chat was a better way to handle this, I think. And now you get to hear me announcing. I'm sure that's what everyone wanted. Tyler keeps it at 24. It's a final call. And that is a 3, 2... Oh, Nick slides in with the 26. Just saying, Michael Holmes is a real good player. We'll do a final call. Three, 2, 1, sold. And it'll be Michael Holmes going to Nick's team for 26 galleons. Our next player on the list, Luke Lips. Luke Lips claims that he doesn't have a manager, but he has, multiple managers. Tyler immediately bets 20, and Kyle matches it at 20. David goes 22. Mary Owen is Luke's manager. Aaron Moreno is also Luke's manager. I am also somehow Luke's manager. Andrew Axtell is Luke's manager. He has so many managers. The bids are still coming in. Kyle at 26, David 28. Tyler 30. Tyler's got it locked at 30. doing a final call. 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Luke Lips going for 30 galleons to Tyler's team. Next player, Kenneth Bonomo. There's so many accents I can put on that. We've got 3, 6, 8, 10. Jackson with the 10. Now Tyler at 12. Nick, 14. Oh, you're right, Aaron. It's not manager, it's supervisor. I apologize. Kyle folds. Nick's got it at 14. Final call. And that is a 3, 2, 1, sold. And then it's going to Nick. Kenneth goes to Nick for 14 galleons. All right, our next player on the docket, Rourke McAllister. Tyler bets 10. Kyle bets 12. Allie bets 14. Kyle at 16. And Tyler. Tyler gets the high bid because he bid first. Final call. 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Rourke McAllister to Tyler for 16 galleons. Oops. Our next player is Matthew Brown. Both Tyler and Kyle bet 20. Jackson bets 26. Kyle bets 30. David bets 24. Now Tyler 32. David's just getting beat out on the leg. And David's at 34. He has the high bid. Kyle's bid of 35 is nullified, because it needs to be at least an increment of 2. Tyler goes up to 40. Matt Brown, sought after guy. Not only a really good player, but also really funny when you get to know him. It just takes a really long time. Tyler hanging out on top at 40. Final. I believe we have a little bit of confusion there. We'll get Jeanette to look at Rourke there. I believe she put him on the wrong team. It's alright. David bets 42. Tyler now bets 44. We'll call it final. 3, 2, 1, sold. And Tyler picks up Matt Brown at 44. Next player on the list, Matt Pesh. A lot of Matts. Jackson with an opening bid of 10. David with 12. Allie, 14. Kyle, 20. Jackson now at 24. Pesh is a nice guy. You know, he's a real goof, but he's a good guy. Jackson still with the high bet at 24. Sorry the chat is not updating again. David goes to 26. Now Jackson goes to 30. I bet it's the shorts. We're at Jackson with 30. It's a final call on Matt Pesh. 3, 2, 1. Oh, David sneaking in with a 32. We'll do another final call. 3, 2, 1. Sold. And David picks up Matt Pesh with a 32. Our next chaser, Michaela May. Who got her stuff in at the absolute last second, but her teammates are real nice and got her into the draft. Tyler betting 10, Kyle 12, now Tyler 14, now Kyle 16, now Tyler 18, Nick 20. And we'll do a final call there. David, 22. Nick, 24. David at 26. Nick, 28. These Central Michigan guys, they really like going for their teammates. David folds. We'll do a final call. And 3, 2, 1. Sold. Michaela May on Nick's team. 28 galleons. Our next player up, Miranda Tolsma. Kyle bets 10. Tyler 12. Kyle 16. Kyle with the high bet at 16. Final call. And 3, 2, 1. Sold. And that is Miranda Tolsma going to Kyle's team for 16 galleons. Next player up, Jessica Anger. I've never met you, Jessica, but your last name is Anger, and that's pretty sweet. Allie with the opening bet at 8. Kyle up to 14. Now Tyler at 16, Nick at 18. David bets 20, now Nick bets 22. They want the anger. Nick keeping it locked at 22. Final call. And that is 3, 2, 1, sold. And that'll be Jessica Anger going to Nick's team for 22 galleons. Next player up, J.D. Hopton. Tyler bets 10. Kyle bets 20. Tyler bets 22, so does Jackson. JD has to be one of the fastest people out on the pitch. Like, you watch him, he's just so freakishly fast. David now bets 24. Tyler coming in with a 26. Now David 28. Kyle at 30. Pumping these numbers up. David at 32. Tyler says he'll fold. We'll do a final call there. David's got the high at 32. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that'll be J.D. Hopton going to David's team for 32 galleons. Our next player in the draft, Reese Rousseau. I wonder if he's related to Nick. Tyler bets 5. It sounds like a good comic book name. Like if you were a Marvel hero, Reese Rousseau. You've got the alliteration going. It sounds cool. You've got the S sound in both of them. Nick then bets 9. Jeanette asks, Nick, how much is your brother worth? And Nick says, nothing. David bets 11. Tyler's up to 13. Nick now at 15. I would say this is like the significant other thing, but it's not. You can throw your brother under the bus. Alright. That's a final call. Nick's got the high at 15. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And look at that, he picks up his brother. And that is for 15. Our next player, Jess Lang. I will definitely fix that in a second. Allie bets 3. Tyler bets 6. Jackson bets 8. Final call. Jackson with the high at 8. 3, 2, 1, sold. And Jackson gets Jess Lang with 8. Alright, next player up, Matt Spag. I don't know how to say his full last name, and he didn't write it in the thing. So Matt Spag. I'm just putting Spag. I'm not trying to spell it. Sorry, Spag. Kyle bets 3, Jackson 8, Tyler 10, Jackson 12, Tyler 14. Tyler with the high of 14, final call. 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Spag going to Tyler's team for 14. Cool. All right, our next player on the docket, Lily Newman. I'm assuming it's Newman. Do you make Newman's own jokes a lot? That'd be pretty good. Tyler bets 3. Jackson at 5. Tyler 7. Kyle also at 7. Kyle at 9. Final call. And 3, 2, 1, sold. Lily Newman goes to Kyle's team at 9 galleons. Our next player up, Joey Ripcho. Spag messaged me and told me his name is pronounced Spagnolo. Alright, good to know. Jackson bets 2. Kyle at 4. Jackson 6. Kyle 8. Kyle with the high at 8. Final call. Three, 2, 1, sold. Joey Ripcho goes to Kyle's team, 8 galleons. Let's take a quick look at our galleon count. Ali Marcus with 164 left. Kyle Judkins with 178 left. Nick Rousseau with only 74 left. David Weir with 124. Tyler Richards only 85 left. And Jackson Matheny with 148 left. All right. Our next player to go is Luke Yeager. Jackson with the first bet of 12. Alright, it looks like Jackson got the lock on Luke Yeager with 12. Never mind, Kyle comes in with a 14. Ali bets 16. Jackson up to 20. You know, I hear Jaeger in my head. I don't think Jägermeister. I don't think like Yager Stadium, the stadium at Miami, the football stadium. I just hear Idris Elba saying Jäger, but like in a really good like Idris Elba voice. That probably didn't sound great on the stream. Jackson with the high of 20. It's a final call. 3, 2, 1. Sold. And that is Jackson getting Luke Yeager for 20 galleons. Our next player on the docket, AJ Knapp. Wouldn't it be funny if he had, like, insomnia? So then he couldn't sleep? Not funny. It's like a cruel irony. Kyle with the first bet of 3, then 5 from Tyler and David. Now 7 from David. $10 from Tyler. And we'll put out the final call there. David with a 12, about to be sold. Another final call. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And it'll be AJ Knapp going to David's team for 12 galleons. Next player up, Tafik Abbas. You know, I've never asked how to say your last name. Kyle bets 15. If you ever hear any of us yell, elbow through the hoop Tafik, this is that Tafik. Not that there's very many of them running around, I don't know. This is the only Tafik I know. Jackson bets 18, Kyle bets 20. Kyle with the high bet of 20. It's the final call. Three, 2, 1, sold. And that is Tafik. Sold to Kyle for 20 galleons. Yep. Our next player, Kyle Ish. Man, there's an old name. I think he's been out of action for just a bit, but he's coming to play. David bets 3, Tyler 5, Allie 8. David 10. Allie 12, David 14, Allie 16. David up to 18. Allie up to 20. Trevor, what truth am I going hard with? Allie's got the high at 20. It's a final call. Three, 2, 1, sold. And that is Kyle Ish going to Allie's team for 20 galleons. Our next player, my co-conspirator, my partner in crime, for this tournament anyways, Jeanette High. Jackson bets 6. Tyler bets 8. Kyle bets 14. All right, Kyle with the high at 14. Now, oh, David sneaking in with the 16. David now at 16. The others anxiously debating. It's a final call. 3, 2, 1. Sold. And that is Jeanette High going to David's team for 16 galleons. Our next player, Mike Brown. Opening bet of 5 from Tyler. David with a bet of 7. Tyler, 9. David, 11. Tyler, 14. Tyler with the high at 14. It's a final call. 3, 2, 1. Sold. And it's Mike Brown going to Tyler's team for 14. Next up, Melanie Grossman. Opening bet from Tyler at 7. Kyle now bets 9. Jackson now with a high bet of 11. And that'll be a final call there. Three, two, one, sold. Melanie Grossman to Jackson's team for 11. Our next player up, Nathan Ellert. Are we sure that's not Senger? Nathan Senger? Kyle bets 10. Tyler comes back at 12. Jackson at 16. David at 14. Tyler jumps up to 20. David, 22. Tyler up to 24. David up to 26. Now Tyler at 28. Really going to try and eke this one out. David bets 30. David with a high bet of 30. It's the final call. Tyler comes back with a 32. $32 is the new high. It's another final call. 3, 2, whoop, and there it is, David with a 34. And Tyler folds. That's probably it for David. We'll do a final call anyways. 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Nathan Ellert for 34 galleons going to David's team. Alright. I like how Birdie just wrote Birdie. He didn't write his name, just Birdie. The next player on the docket is Alex Birdie. He's lucky I know who he is. Kyle bets 16, Tyler bets 20, Kyle bets 24. Man, this late in the game, these guys really want Birdie. As we go on, these galleons become more and more valuable. Kyle at the high bet with 24. It's the final call. Now Tyler bets 28. High bet is now 28 from Tyler. Final call. 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Alex Birdie going to Tyler for 28. Our next player up, the real Jim Shady. It's Jim Richard. Kyle immediately bets 20. He's seen Jim's arms. Have you seen Jim's arms? You should go take a look at Jim's arms. David bets 22. You know why? Because Jim is ripped. Nick bets 24. Kyle up to 26. Now David goes up to 28. Kyle at 32. Apart from beating, Jim also seeks. Kyle with the high bet at 32. It's a final call. David says 34 YOLO. Alright, that'll be the final call. David with the 34. We'll see if anyone wants to go above. And that is 3. Oh, Kyle at 36. Kyle with a new high bet of 36. Final call yet again. Three, 2, 1, sold. And that is Jim Richard going to Kyle's team for 36. Our next player up, it's resident old man Gramps, aka Matt Melton. Jackson with an opening bet of 10. Kyle, 16. I really wish this chat would update so you could watch as opposed to just listening to me talk. But alas, I guess Facebook kind of sucks. But didn't we all didn't we all know that? Jackson with the new high of 18. Kyle up to 20. Kyle with the high bet of 20. It'll be the final call. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that'll be Matt Melton going to Kyle's team for 20 galleons. Next player up will be May Overholt. Tyler bets 10, Jackson 14. Tyler 16. Jackson 18, Tyler 20. David matches him at 20. All right, Tyler with the high at 20. It's a final call. 3, 2, 1, sold. And that'll be May Overholt to Tyler's team at 20. Next player up, Alex Alejo Matheny. Jackson bets 6. He wants the Matheny connection. Allie bets 8. Jackson 10. Kyle 12. Tyler folds on this one. Allie bets 14. Jackson bets 16. Allie 18. Allie with the high bet of 18. Nick's now coming in with a 20. Allie 22. Nick with a 24. You know what? Alejo, criminally underrated good guy. Just real wholesome dude. I think more people should be friends with Alejo. Do yourself a favor and be friends with Alejo at this tournament. Nick with the high of 24. It's a final call. Allie up to 28. And nickel fold. We'll go ahead, final call. Allie's at the high there with 28. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is Alejo going to Allie's team for 28 galleons. Our next player up, Aaron Moreno. Tyler bets an initial 10. Allie bets 14. Now Kyle with 20. Allie, 24. Aaron, you're worth 100 in my heart when you're being nice. But when you're super rude, you're negative 100. Allie with the high bet of 24. That'll be the final call. Three, two, one, sold. And that is Aaron Moreno going to Allie's team for 24. Next player up, Katie. You know, I've never asked if it's Ellie or Eli. I always thought it was Ellie, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Tyler with an opening bet of 10. Kyle with a 12. Tyler 14. Kyle 16. Nick 18. Nick with the high bid at 18. Final call. And that is 3, 2, 1, sold. So Katie will go to Nick's team for 18. All right, next player up, Zeke Majeski. Tyler with an opening bid of 2. Kyle bets 4. Tyler 7. Kyle 9. Tyler up to 11. Kyle 13. Tyler 15. Oh, Katie says her last name is spelled pronounced Ely. What do you know? I got it wrong. Final call, Tyler with the top bid at 15. 3, 2, 1, sold. That is Zeke Majeski going to Tyler for 15. Next player up, Andrew Axtell, Team USA. Andrew Axtell. Kyle with an opening bet of 20. Jackson raises it to 30. Kyle 32. Jackson 34. Kyle 36. Jackson 38. We're going to see this one get a little high. All right, Jackson went the high of 38. We'll do a final call. Kyle now bets 40. this late in the game. It's a lot. 3, 2. Oh, I need to do another final call. Ignore me. And Kyle with a 43, 2, 1. Sold. And it is Kyle Judkins picking up Andrew Axtell for a whopping 40. Alright, our next player up is Meg J. Hessling. Tyler bets 8 to open it up. Seems to be the only bidder. We'll do a final call. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that'll be Meg Hessling going to Tyler for 8. And with that, Tyler Richards is out. He is out of galleons. Our next player, Drake Davis. Kyle opens with 3. David ups to 5. Kyle 7, David 9, Kyle 11. Kyle with the high bid at 11 for Drake Davis. It's a final call. Oh, Jackson snuck in with a 13. Now Kyle up to 15. It's another final call. Kyle with the 15. 3, 2, 1. Sold. And it'll be Drake Davis going to Kyle's team for 15 galleons. Let's do a quick team galleon check. Ali Marcus currently has 92 galleons left. Kyle Judkins has 39 left. Nick Rousseau has 56 left. David Weir with 62. Tyler Richards, none left. And Jackson Matheny, sitting high, sitting pretty with 117 galleons left. Our next player up is Dan Snyder. Ali bets 4. Also, I'd like to point out that Tyler Richards ended with 15 players. The person with the most players is currently Kyle with... Oh, nope, because Kyle's not playing, so he also has 15. And both Ali and David only have... Oh, I must be reading this wrong. That's right, because there's... Never mind. Just forget everything I just said because there's an extra row. Jackson's at the top with 10 for Dan Snyder. It's a final call. That's pretty embarrassing. I can't read spreadsheets. 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is 10 galleons. Jackson's team for Dan Snyder. Also an old man. I don't know how old Dan Snyder is. He's just an old alum. Alright, next on the list, Drew Glassbones and Paperskin Weiler. We're friends, I'm allowed to say that. Kid just breaks a lot. Kyle with an opening bid of 3. Jackson with 6. Jackson with the high bid at 6. It's a final call. Three, two, one, sold. And Drew Weiler will go to Jackson for 6 galleons. Personally, I think that's a steal. Drew's a really good player when he's not injured. Our next player is Chris Fisher. David bets 2. Not a lot of action here. Final call. 3, 2, 1, sold. Nick tried to bet 4 but didn't get it out in time. And probably with the steal of the draft, David picks up Chris Fisher for 2 galleons. It's exciting when it gets these late rounds. Next player up, it's Allison Mitchell. Allie Mitchell. Allie bets 4. The Allie and Allie connection. Allie with the high bet of 4, it's final call. Three, two, one, sold. So, Allie Mitchell goes to Allie's team for 4 galleons. Alright, I'm going to wait for a few chat bubbles to come back. Our next player up, Connor Howard. And it looks like we're all up to speed, I believe. More or less. Connor Howard is our next one. Thank you all for continuing to watch and keep it up. Keep talking in the chat, giving me feedback. I really appreciate it. Listening to my voice just go and go and go. Got to keep it interesting. Still waiting for an opening bid for Connor Howard. Come on, guys. Throw the man a bone. Nick with his opening bid of 2. Alright, that's the opening bid and it's final call. And 3, 2, 1. Sold. And Nick picks up Connor Howard for 2 galleons. Our next player up, he's 70% legs. It's John Smutney. That man is just made of legs. David with the opening bet of 2, Kyle 4, Jackson 10, Kyle 12, Nick 14. Jackson matches at 14, Kyle 16, David 16, Jackson 18, Nick 20, David 20. Man, they really want this John guy. Kyle 20. Nick 22, Jackson 24, David 26. John's a real good player. David sitting high with the 26. Now Nick ups to 28. Jackson matches. Now Jackson up to 30. Now Nick up to 35. This is pretty expensive for a late round pick. Nick with the high amount at 45. Now Jackson up to 37. Jackson's got some money to burn. Nick's got 54 left, so if he goes past this, he's well over half his money left. And Nick's at 40. Nick's only got 54 galleons left. And that'll be a final call with Nick at the high bid of 40. And 3, 2, 1, sold. And that is a high amount, 40 galleons for John Smutney to Nick's team. Our next player, the very lovely Mary Owen. David bets 2, Jackson 10, Allie 12, Kyle 14, and David 14, and Jackson 14, and David 16, and Allie 16. Jackson up to 20. I do want to point out that anytime I needed to ask captains to do things in the captains group, Ball State was always done first, almost always, because Mary would always do it. And if she didn't, occasionally Luke would tag her, and then we would find out that she had already done it. Kyle 18, then 22, Jackson up to 24. Jackson sitting at the high bet with 24. It's a final call. And that is 3, 2, 1, sold. And Jackson taking Mary Owen for 24 galleons. Our next player up, Zach Belknap. Kyle with an opening bet of 6. And that'll be the only bet. People are running out of some money, I don't know. We'll do a final call on that. Nick now bets 8. And with another high bet, we've got a final call. Three, 2, 1, sold. Man, that is a steal. Zach Belknap, great athlete. 8 galleons, Nick. That is a steal this late in the draft. Our next player up, It's Jason Ish. I believe this is Kyle Ish's brother. Younger, older, I don't know. Never met him. Quick Galleons update for you. Ali Marcus with 88. Kyle Judkins 39. Nick Rousseau with 6. David Weir's 60. Tyler Richards out at 0. And Jackson Matheny 77. Jackson with the opening bid of 2. And that's the only bid. Final call. Ali goes with a 4. Now Jackson ups to 6. Jackson with the high at 6. Final call. Ali now up to 10. Final call once more. They're just dragging it out now. 3, 2, 1. Sold. And that'll be Jason Ish for 10 galleons to Ali. Does she have both Ish brothers? She does. Preconceived chemistry. Our next player up is Gabe Unick. David bets 2. Jackson will fold on this one. David with the high bet of 2. It's final call. Three, 2, 1. Sold. That's a pretty good deal there. 2 galleons for Gabe Unick. We're coming down to the home stretch here, folks. Hang on tight, just a little more to go. Our next player, Haley Bayshore. Pretty sure it's Bayshore. Kyle bets 12. David bets 14. Fun fact, me and Haley Bayshore have matching sparkly heart rings. We just found them randomly. I don't know whose they were or how they got there. We found them randomly on a picnic table in a field somewhere in Indiana. And now we're BFFs for life because we have matching rings. Sounds like a great Disney movie. The bids keep coming in. It's a 16, 18, 20, 22 from David. David at the top with 22. It's a final call. Kyle comes in with a 24. David, 26. Kyle, 28. Slowly winding these down. David, 30. Anyone gonna go higher? David at the high bid with 30. It's a final call. 3, 2, 1. Sold. That is Haley Bayshore going to David's team for 30. All right. Next on the list, Alex Mitchell. Great production from him for Lee this year. He's a workhorse. Gives a workman's ethic. Opening bid at 20 from Kyle. Just saying, is a guy worth bidding on? I don't know. Alright, Kyle's the only bid. It's a final call. Three, two, one, sold. And that'll be 20 galleons on Kyle's team for Alex Mitchell. The next player up is Tessa Pijanowski. Hope I got that right. Tessa Pijanowski, I think. Opening bid at 6 from Nick, and then David with 8. Kyle bets 10. Nick's only got 6 galleons left, so he can't do any more. David folds. That'll be Kyle with the high bid at 10. Final call. Three, two, one, sold. And that will be 10 galleons, Kyle's team. Alright, and now it is yours truly, Matt Dwyer, not Kansas. I'm going to put Ohio in parentheses. Please don't feel the need to bid any high number. I know I'm worth about 3 galleons in this draft, maybe. Thanks, Jeanette. 0, not worth it. Can confirm, not very worth it. Nick started off with 6, Jackson at 8. Jackson bets 10. He upped his own bid because Kyle's bid didn't count. Sorry, that's funny. Kyle just made Jackson waste some money. That's too good. Thanks, Kyle. Kyle's my favorite. Alright. It's a final call. And that is 3, 2, 1, sold. And it looks like I go to Jackson's team for 10 galleons. To be honest, I'm not worth that much, honestly. Alright. Our next player up . Austin Lee. We're down the stretch here. We got 6 left. We can do it. Austin Lee. Nick with the opening bet of 4. Alright, that's the only opening bet there. Nick, he's only got 6 galleons, but he's betting 4, and he's gonna get it. 3. Never mind, Jackson bets 6, locking Nick out. Ouch. Now Kyle goes up to 9. Kyle's only got 9 to work with. Now Jackson up to 11. Jackson with the top bid. Jackson's still got 67 left, but Allie's got 78 left. So I think she's just going to clean up the last few here. And that'll be final call. Jackson with the high bid at 11. 3, 2, 1. Sold. That is Austin Lee going to Jackson's team for 11. All right. Next player up, David Wilbur. David Weir bets 2. Nick bets 4. Nick with a high bet of 4. For the old CMU alum. David bets 6, locking Nick out. Poor Nick. David with the high bid of 6. It's a final call. Now Kyle bets 9. And David ups it to 11. Final call, David at 11. Kyle can't bid any more than that. 3, 2, 1, sold. That is David Wilbur going to David's team for 11 galleons. All right. Our next player up is Jacob Borge, I'm going to assume. Nick betting 6 is the opening bid. Kyle betting 9 is the opening bid. They're all in at this point. Jackson bets 11. Allie bets 14. Jackson bets 20. This late in the game, 20 is a lot of change to be slanging around. Alright, no one is matched. It's a final call. Three, 2, 1, sold. And that is Jacob Borge going to Jackson for 20. Our next player on the list. Everyone's favorite beard. Jeremy Hoffman. Apparently we get confused often because people are like, you look so much alike. Like, alright, we both have short dark hair and a beard. He's got a much nicer beard than me. Jackson immediately jumps to a 36. Allie bets 40. Allie with the high bid of 40. It's a final call. Is Jackson going to go higher? How much does he want Jeremy on that team? 3, 2, 1, sold. And Allie Marcus, with her patience, gets Jeremy for 40 galleons. Sorry, I didn't expect anyone to draft more than 18 players, and so now the formula doesn't go that far. So let me fix that just right quick. let's see here. Sorry, folks. Talk amongst yourselves while I fix this on my other screen. Do-to-do. I know this is very interesting airtime, and I'm sorry. Alright. And let me do the same for Kyle real quick here, because Kyle also has a large team. Boom. Alright. And we're back in action. We've got 2 left. These guys got added at the absolute end. They just squeaked in to get in this draft. It's Zachary Kepik. I have not a single idea. Kyle Judkins with a bit of 9. David bets 17. They're all in. Allie bets 19. And that'll be a high there. Final call. 3, 2, 1. Sold. And Allie picks up Zachary Kepik for 19. Alright, and our final player of the draft. My gosh, this has taken so long. It's Cody Rake. I'm assuming it's Rake. Maybe it's Rach. Everyone's got to be all in on this one. Nick at 6, Kyle at 9, David at 17. Allie can beat David at this, and Jackson can also beat David. Allie bets 19, so all Jackson needs to do is bet just higher than Allie, and he will get Cody. He's already got a really big team, though. Alright, Allie with the high of 19. It is the final call. Jackson bets 69, but he doesn't have that many. Never mind, he bets 21. And that'll lock Allie out. And so that is sold. And the final player of the draft, Cody Rake, whatever it is, going to Jackson's team for 21 galleons. Alright, and that is our final player of the draft. I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in. Please give me some feedback. Let me know how it went so we can always make improvements for next year. Maybe we can get someone with a nicer voice to announce this entire thing. In the meantime, go ahead and join your team's Facebook group, whatever it may be. Have fun, and we will see you in Adrian for the first ever Great Lakes Fantasy Tournament. Thank you all for tuning in and keeping it locked, and I wish you all a wonderful night. Oh, and Happy Mother's Day. Make sure you tell all your moms Happy Mother's Day. Moms are wonderful. They do everything for us. They're the unsung heroes of the world. Happy Mother's Day, and good night.